Rubik's Cubes are a fun but extremely difficult puzzle. I completed my first Rubik's Cube on December 10th. Even though you can't see my face in the clip, you can tell I felt pure happiness when I completed it, even for my second time.
Let's go.
This small and colorful cube can change your life and teach you a valuable lesson. That lesson being... The Rubik's Cube is a 3D puzzle invented by Hungarian sculptor and professor of architect, Erno Rubik. The puzzle is a 3x3 cube, each with a different color on every side, the colors being red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and white. The way to solve this puzzle is to align all the sides to where it all matches up. The Rubik's Cube has approximately 3 billion combinations, but only one solution. To put this into perspective, a typical padlock has around 64,000 combinations, which is way less than our little cube friend has. So numbers speaking, you could probably crack a safe better than this cube. So how do people speed solve these things? In the mid-1970s, when Erno created his invention, he never meant for it to really be a puzzle. He designed it for his class he taught at the Academy of Arts and Crafts in Budapest, Hungary. It's widely speculated he created this as a tool to show his students 3D objects. However, it's more likely the purpose was solving the structural problem of moving the parts independently without the entire thing falling apart. The real trouble came when he scrambled the cube and couldn't resolve it. He spent days and nights swapping and switching the colored cubes for a month before he finally solved it. Thanks to YouTube, it only took me 12 hours. He didn't even know if it was even possible at the time. Even though I was watching a tutorial, I kind of felt the same way. I swore the stickers are swapped, or there's got to be a missing piece or something. I kept double checking if my cube had a faulty logo to see if I wasn't solving something that was unsolvable. I think Erno described it best. It's like when you decide to go home after a nice walk in which you have seen lovely sights. I decided it was time to go home. Let's put back the cube back in its order. And it was at that moment that I came face to face with the big challenge. What is the way home? So how do expert cubers solve theirs in 4 seconds? I've seen some people solve it with one hand, some blindfolded, even with their feet. Well, in order for Mr. Rubik to solve his cube, he had to become a coder. Now, computers were not as easily accessible as they are today, but rather he had to invent algorithms for his invention. I was confused what an algorithm really was, which by definition, it's a process or set of rules to be followed in calculations or other problem-solving operations, which sounds like just what we need for our cube companion. So to solve a Rubik's Cube, you use algorithms, which is essentially just twisting the cube a specific way to solve it. So, all the speed cubers in the world aren't some super smart geniuses, they're just some nerds who memorized an algorithm and just sped it up really fast, and they recognize certain patterns in the cubes. Not to say that it's easy, it is extremely hard. So, all it is just memorization, right? Well, like flashcards, in order to memorize something, you have to fail at it. And I failed a lot. I'm scared of failure just like anyone else, but failure is only a stepping stone to success. It creates your way in order to walk. And I had to keep going forward to solve the cube, even if it meant risking it all and restarting. The Rubik's Cube has taught me that it's okay to fail, and that hard work equals success no matter who you are or where you start. If you don't try, how will you know? Now, I'm not sponsored by Rubik in any way, but I would recommend you buy one. As corny as it may sound, it opened my young mind to new possibilities. In the words of Erno himself, if you are curious, you'll find the puzzles around you. If you're determined, you'll solve them. So how about you start solving some puzzles? Hey, if you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe and check out my other videos? I'd really appreciate it. Goodbye.